I know a lot of you have been asking for this. I'm so sorry that I haven't been able to bring this to you. I have been so busy. But yes, here we go. This is the 2019 maths paper. So let's jump straight in. Question 1 is product of primes question. So it says express 315 as a product of its prime factors in index form. So product means to multiply, yeah? You know that. So it means multiply. And prime factors, of course, you know what prime numbers are. And in index form, that means you have to use powers. So 315, let's use the prime factor tree to make that. Prime factor tree. Okay, this question is 3 marks. So we'll put 315 at the top of the tree. And then I think 3 times 105 makes 315. So we'll circle 3 because 3 is prime, because we are looking for prime factors. And then 105, I think that is 21 times 5. Yeah, so we'll circle 5 because 5 is prime and we're looking for prime factors, and 21 is definitely 3 times 7. So we'll circle 3 and 7 because they're both prime and we're looking for prime factors. So now it's time to write it in as a product of prime factors. We've done the prime factor tree. If I was marking this for you, I'll give you 1 mark for that. Now I'm going to give you another mark for doing 3 times 3 times 5 times 7. 315 equals that. And as a product of prime factors, in index form, okay, index form means indices, it means powers, okay, it means you have to use powers. So we'll now write 3 times 3 as 3 squared because it's 3 being multiplied by itself 3 times 5 times 7, and that will be the answer for that one. Okay, you'll get 1 mark for that, you probably get 1 mark for this, and you get 1 mark for that. Yeah. Now question 1b says to express 315, to write the HCF of 315 and 42. We're going to use our answer from question 1 to work this out. Yeah. We've already got 315 to be equal to 3 times 3 times 5 times 7. Okay, and now we want to work out the prime factorization of 42. So 42, put 42 at the top of the tree. This would be 7 times 6, and we'll circle 7 because 7 is prime. And then this would be 2 times 3, and we'll circle them both because they're both prime. So 42 would be equal to 2 times 3 times 7. Yeah. We got this. We want to take the common factors. We want to take the common ones because we're looking for the HCF. Therefore, HCF is equal to 3 times 7, and that would be equal to 21. That is a 2 marks question. 2 marks. Now question 2 has 2 parts to it. It requires you to complete the table, and then it's giving you this this sheet, yeah, this graph sheet to draw that graph after you completed the table. So there's just only one missing value here. So all we have to do for that is to substitute. We got x to be equal to 2, and y to be equal to 3x squared minus 27. So whenever we find x, we replace it with minus 2. So that will be 3 times minus 2 squared minus 27, which is equal to 3 times 4 minus 27. This is equal to 3 times 4 is 12 minus 27. What's that going to give you? That would be negative 15. Yeah? Okay, so that's it. I think that looks correct because it's a kind of, you have 0, negative 15, negative 24, negative 27, negative 24, negative 15, and then that looks like it's all right. So the next thing that we have to do now is to draw the graph. So with any graph, the first thing that you need is your correct equipment. So you need to have handy a pencil and a ruler. Yeah, a pencil and a ruler, and a rubber in case you make any mistakes. And of course, you need a pen to write to label it correctly, and keep a sharpener handy just in case your pencil gets broken. Okay, so the axis has been done for us. The x and y axis has been done for us. We just need to put the numbers in now for the y axis. The x axis has been done for us to scale. We need to do the y axis. So when x is equal to minus 3, y is equal to 0. So that's going to be 1 point. When x is equal to minus 2, negative 2, y is equal to minus 15. Ooh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's not up to so if we go, oops, sorry. If we go in 2s, that will take us up to 20. If we go in 4s, that will take us up to, let me see, we got y values going up to negative 24, nearly 30. So let's go up in 3s. This is 3, 6, 9. I'm going to go with 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and 32. And the same on the bottom side. Minus 4, minus 8, minus 12, minus 16, minus 20, minus 24, minus 28, minus 32. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. And okay, so we got the first point when x is equal to minus 3, y is 0. When x is equal to minus 2, y is minus 15. So coming down here, we have minus 16 here. So that would be just above it then. Just have to make a rough guess. When x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to minus 24. So that's right on here, on the point, on the y-axis. When x is equal to equal to 0, y is equal to minus 27. Minus 24 should have been here. Sorry about that. And minus 27, this is 28, so it should be down here somewhere. And when x is equal to 1, y is equal to minus 24. So coming back up, when x is equal to 2, y is equal to minus 15. So it's coming back up. When x is equal to 3, y is equal to 0. And when x is equal to 4, y is equal to 21, which is up here somewhere, just above 20. So now, when you finish plotting your points, this looks like a bit like a parabola. So you just have to join that up. You can do it freehand. It's not perfect, but it's all right. You can see it. Yeah, so it's there. Okay, so that's your y-axis. Oh, that's your graph done. So question 3 is an OCW question. OCW question. So you have to try your best to explain as much as you can. It says, look at the diagram for question 3, which is this one here with the octagon. Yeah, look at the diagram for question 3, and the regular octagon with center O is shown. Okay, this one. Calculate the exact size of angle OAB. So this is the angle that we are after, this one right here. Yeah, calculate the exact size of angle OAB. So let's do this. Well, this is an octagon. Okay, so with an octagon with 8 sides. Yeah, the exterior angles, the total exterior angles is always equal to now I'm just doing this quickly, but you can explain it as much as you can. Okay, 360. So to get the individual exterior angle, that would be 360 divided by 8. I think that is equal to 45 degrees. So this angle right here would be equal to 45 degrees. Yeah. Now the interior angle of a regular octagon would be, if you calculate it, yeah, that would be using the formula n minus 2 times 180 over 8. N minus 2 is, n is 8, so that'll be 6 times 180 over 8, and that's gonna give you 1080 divided by 8, which if you work that out, that should come to 135 degrees. So the whole of that angle in there is 135 degrees. Now you have to split that into 2 to be able to get angle OAB. Therefore, angle OAB would be equal to 135 divided by 2, which is equal to so this is question 5, and it's an estimating question. So it says estimate the value of 3.21 times 1.98 cubed times 0.49. You know that with estimating, the thing that you have to bear in mind is the if it says, yeah, it's the first significant number, the first non-zero number. Yeah, so you gotta round all of them to one significant figure, round all the numbers, round everything to 1 SF, then estimate. Okay, let's do that. If we round 30.21, that's gonna give us 30. If we round 1.98, that's gonna give us 2, and 0.449, the first non-zero number, is 4, and so we're looking next door. That's gonna give us 0.5. We have to round it up then. This one, the first non-zero number is 3, so, and the next door is 0, so we'll leave it as it is. This one is, the first non-zero number is 1, and next door is 9, so we round it up. And this one, the first non-zero number is 4, and the next one is 9, so we round it up to 0.5. Now we have to do the multiplication and division. Yeah, so let me rewrite this one now using these guys. 30 times 2 cubed over 0.5. This is going to give me 30 times 2 cubed is 8 over 0.5. 30 times 8 is 240 divided by 0.5. I can rewrite that as 240 divided by a half. Yeah, divided by a half. And of course, dividing it by a half means 240 times it by the reciprocal. Okay, keep the first one as it is when we're dividing fractions, and flip the second fraction. So flip that one, and that one becomes 2, and therefore our answer would become 480. So question 4 is saying, look at the diagram for question 4 in a separate diagram booklet. So that's the diagram booklet for question 4. We have that line AB. Okay, the diagram shows the line AB. The point P is such that P lies on the perpendicular bisector of the line AB. Angle BAP is equal to 30 degrees. Using only a pair of compass and a ruler, show one of the possible positions of P. All construction lines and arcs must be shown, and this is 4 marks. So let's make a start. So you're only required to use a pair of compass and a ruler for this question. To make a perpendicular bisector, the line has been drawn for you. You have to move the compass to one end of the line, right, and make an arc. Let me open that. Make sure this is tightened enough. Tighten it properly and pin it to one end and widen it enough to go through the middle. Yeah, and you make an arc like that on the top and make another arc on the bottom, and then you go to the other end, and you make another arc going through that one and then going through the bottom one, and of course you can then join that up. Oh, where am I now? Okay, you can then join that up. Okay, so now you got the perpendicular bisector. Now it's telling you that angle BAP is equal to 30 degrees. Okay, BA and P somewhere on that line, which is equal to 30 degrees. Yeah, so you want to make another construction of 30 degrees. How do you construct an angle of 30 degrees? Let's do that. So to make an angle of 30 degrees, we're going to make an angle of 60 degrees, and then we're going to bisect it. To make an angle of 60 degrees, it relies a lot on equilateral triangles. So we want to make that, okay? So we want to make 6 sides of a triangle with maybe 6 centimeters each. So we're going to mark out 6 centimeters here, okay, and make sure that we have 6 centimeters on there on the compass, and then we're going to, starting from this end, pin it there. Nope. Oh, so that's my 6 centimeters. I'm going to make an equilateral, try to make an equilateral triangle. Then I go to the other one and make the second one. Then that's going to be 60 degrees. That one right there is going to be 60 degrees. And I'm going to try and bisect that one that is 60 degrees. Okay, to make the one of 30 degrees. This one right here is 60 degrees, and I'm going to try and bisect it. If I join it all up there, but I don't need to join it up because I'm not after that. This is the angle that I'm after, yeah? This one right here that wants to come and join it here. BAP. P is somewhere here on this line. So to bisect this angle that we've made, this one of 60 degrees, this is very easy. I just got to make an arc on this side here and make another arc on this side. Then I want to make an arc that goes in between those two. Just about. So that's it, that's it. Yeah. Now I'm going to make that angle BAP. Yeah, angle BAP. So what we've made here is one of the possible positions of P. Yeah, this is something you have to think through very well. Okay, so this right here is a possible position of P because it says that P, which is this point, lies on the perpendicular bisector of AB. Yeah, and it's angle BAP. Angle BAP is equal to 30 degrees, this one right here. And we got that by making an angle of 60 degrees and bisecting it. I started off by bisecting the line, and then we made an angle of 360 degrees, and then we did the bisection of the angle to give us angle P. And you are not to delete anything, you have to leave them all on there, okay? Leave everything on there so that you can get the full marks. So question 6 says the Angle C show is a 2-day event held every August. On the first day, a random sample of 2,000 visitors at the show were asked, do you live on Angle C? 640 of them answered yes. What was the relative frequency of those who answered yes? Give your answer as a decimal. You know what relative frequency is? It's the frequency of that thing, yeah, okay, with respect to the total frequency. So that would just be 640 out of 2,000, which you can simplify to 8 out of 25. And if you say to write it as a decimal, you just have to do that division to be able to write it as a decimal. Okay, put 80 inside the bus stop and 25 outside, and that's going to give you 0.32. If you don't know how to divide by bus stop method, you can go and have a look at the lesson on my lesson on how to divide using bus stop method. 6b says on the second day, a random sample of 3,000 visitors at the show were asked the same question. The relative frequency of those who answered yes on this day was 0.42. Calculate the relative frequency of those who said they lived on angle C when the samples for both days were combined. Give your answer as a decimal. So yeah, they're giving us the relative frequency to be 0.42. 0.42. Yeah. So some number out of 3,000 gave us 0.42. To do that, if this is divide, then you have to use the inverse operation, which is multiply. So 0.42 times 3,000 is definitely going to give you 1,260. Yeah. So to combine the two of them, what all you have to do is 1260 out of 3000 plus 640 out of 2000. And if you did that, that will simplify to 1900 out of 5000. Yeah, and that's just going to give you 0.38. This question is kind of based on questions A and B. It says, which of the following is more likely to give the best estimate for the relative frequency of visitors to the show living on angle C? Your answer to part A, which was for the first day, 0.42, which was for the second day, or your answer to part B. I would go for the answer to part B, simply because there's lots more people that were sampled. You had a higher sample. Yeah, answer to part B had a higher sample, so I'll definitely go with that one. So question 7AI says a mass written as 430 kilograms. Correct to the nearest 10 kilograms. Circle the least the least possible value of this mass. If it's 430 kilograms, then you're talking about upper and lower bounds. Then it's giving you the level of accuracy to be 10 kilograms. It's giving you the level of accuracy to be 10 kilograms. So to get the highest possible value and the lowest possible value, you just need to half this one and subtract it from here to get the lowest possible value. So minus half of 10 kilograms would be half of 10 is equal to 5. So you got to add 5 and subtract 5 to get the lowest and the highest. So 430 minus 5 is going to be 425 kilograms. So I'm going to go with that top one there. Yeah. Question A says a time period is written as 22 seconds. Correct to the nearest second. So 1 second there. Then circle the least possible value of this time period. 1 second, if I half that, that will be 0.5 seconds. 0.5 seconds. So so the highest, I'm going to have to subtract that and add it to find the highest and the lowest. 22 minus 0.5, that's just going to give me 21.5 seconds. So I'm going to go with that one then. So now to question 7A, It says a population is written as 85 people. Correct to the nearest 5 people. So that's the level of accuracy. Circle the least possible value of this population. Of course, you know how we do it with upper and lower bounds. This is an upper and lower bounds problem. So the first thing is to think about what the number of people are. It's 85. And you need to half that amount. You need to half the level of accuracy. Half of the level of accuracy, which is 5 people. Half of 5 is equal to 2.5. And once you've halved that, to get the lower bound and the upper bound, you need to subtract 2.5 from 85. This is going to give you 82.5, and upper bound is going to give you 87.5. But we are after the lower bound because it says the least possible value. But because we're talking about human beings here, we're talking about people, you can't have 82.5 people. So we're just going to round that to the nearest whole number. That's going to be 83, and I'm going to go with that one, 83. So question 7 is a standard form problem, and it says calculate the standard form of 3.4 times 10 to the power minus 5, all multiplied by 700, giving your answer in standard form. So let's do this. I'm going to rewrite that problem as 3.4 times 10 to the power of minus 5, and I'm going to rewrite 700 in standard form. 7 times 10 to the power of 2. Now I'm going to collect all the ordinary numbers, all the numbers, and keep all the powers in one side of the oh, I can't even speak anymore. I'm going to collect all the numbers and put all the powers together. So that'll be 3.4 times 7 times 10 to the minus 5 times 10 to the 2. 3.4 times 7 is going to give me, let's have a look, 3.4 times 7, this would be, if I times this by 10 to get rid of the decimal, that would be 34 times 7, and that's just going to give me, let's see, 8, 23, so that will be 238. I have to divide that by 10 now. Divide by 10, that's going to give me 23.8. Okay, so I have 23.8 times 10 to the power of minus 5 plus 2, which is 23.8 times 10 to the power of minus 3. But it's not yet in standard form, because if it's in standard form, it should be less than 10 and greater than 1, greater than or equal to 1. So let's try and put that in standard form by moving that decimal point to in between those two digits, 2.38 times. That means this one would have to increase, and if it increases, we have to drop the power, increase the power. Yeah, okay, so that's that one. Yeah, equal sign there. That one's done. So write them, collect the write everything in standard form and collect the powers. And because the bases are the same, use indices. When the bases are the same, we just add the powers. Then you add the powers and get the answer and rewrite it in standard form. Yeah, it's looking like it's in standard form here, but it's not, because if it's in standard form, it's got to be between 1 and 9.999. Yeah, it can be a decimal number between 1 and 9.999, but it can't be bigger than 10. It can't be 10 or more. Okay, so question 8 says Leah is visiting Cardiff. The probability that she'll go on a tour bus is 0.3. The probability of Leah seeing a show at the Millennium Center is independent of her going on a tour bus. The probability that she goes on a tour bus and sees a show at the Millennium Center is 0.24. And it says, look at the diagram in the booklet and complete the tree diagram. So here, we got going on the bus is 0.3. We know that the sum of the total probability is always equal to 1. So if this is 0.3, then 0.3 plus 0.7 is going to give us the total here to be equal to 1. So that's going to be 0.7. We're happy with that one. Here it says the sum of the total probabilities are the probability that she goes on a tour bus and sees a show. So going on a tour bus and seeing a show, yeah, so this and this is equal to 0.24. Okay, so 0.3 and times whatever that is equal to 0.24. Let's call that x, okay? So we'll say 0.3x would be equal to 0.24. Therefore, x would be equal to 0.24 divided by 0.3. And if you times this by 100, you have 240. 24 divided by 30. Sorry about that. I got it mixed up just now. And then, of course, if you put that into your bus stop method, because this is a non-calculator paper, so you need to know how to do this. 24 goes in there, 30. Of course, it's a proper fraction. It's got to be 0 point something. And then you add 0 here. 30 can go into 24 8 times, okay? So this right here to get that missing number there, 0.3 times that missing number, which makes 0.24, is equal to 0.8. Of course, you got if you have 0.8 here, then you would have 0.2, because it's independent of each other, they are going to be the same things on this one and this one. Okay, so that's it for question 8. Question 8b says to calculate the probability that Leah does not go on a tour bus and does not see a show at the Millennium Center. This is a probability of this and that. So does not go on a tour bus is 0.7 and does not see a show is 0.2. So if we're working on a probability of ands, yeah, then we have to do 0.7 times 0.2. Yeah, so let's do that. P of P of not A times P of not B. Okay, so that would be, what was the question? Probability that she does not see a show. Yeah, does not see a show. That would be P of 0.7 times 0.2, which is equal to, if I times both by 10, I'm going to have 7 times 2, which is equal to 14. And now dividing 14 by 10, I'm going to have, by 100, I'm going to have 0.14. Yeah, so probability of not going on a tour bus and probability of not seeing a show at the Millennium Center will be 0.14. So question 9 says Arthur, Shan, and Kezia are all given some £1 coins. Arthur receives N pounds. Shan is given 5 times as much money as Arthur. Kezia receives 3 times as much money as Arthur, plus an extra £7. Shan was given less money than Kezia. Write down an inequality in terms of N that illustrates the fact that Shan receives less money than Kezia. Of course, you know what inequalities are. You know what your less than, your greater than, your less than or equal to, and your greater than or equal to. Those are your inequalities. And that's what you want to use to represent this bit of information here. So it says Arthur was given N pounds and Shan had 5 times Arthur's pounds, so that would be 5N, and Kezia received 3 times as much money as Arthur plus an extra 7, so that will be 3N plus 7. Write down an inequality. Shan was given less money than Kezia. Okay, and you want to write an inequality to represent that. That would be 5N, Shan's money, which is 5N. 5N is less than Kezia's money, 3N plus 7. Uh, 9b says, what was the greatest amount of money that Arthur could have been given? Yeah, what was the greatest amount of money that Arthur could have been given? You want to ignore Shan's money because Kezia's money was less than Shan's money. So you want to equate Arthur's money to be less than Shan's, Kezia's money. So if we write that down, that would be N is less than 3N plus 7. Yeah, you can write this, you can play around with this however you want to play around with it until you get to the right answer. Then you can say 3N, I'll put this one on the other side, 3N minus N is greater than minus 7. Yeah, I took 3N, I took this to this side and this to the other side. Yeah, and therefore 2N would be greater than minus 7. And I can rewrite this to be 2N is less than 7. Okay, and that'll be the answer. That'll be the answer for that one. So question 10 is an inequalities problem. It says look at the diagram for question 10. That's this one. Yeah, in a separate diagram booklet. The diagram shows a grid. Yeah, using the axis, find the region which satisfies the following inequalities. X is greater than or equal to -2, y plus x is less than or equal to 1, 2y is greater than or equal to x. Make sure that you clearly indicate the region that represents your answer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab a ruler, and then we're going to draw the line. For the first one, the line that we're going to draw is x. I should put my hand this way, it's going to be much better. X is equal to -2, and then we're going to shade the region that is greater than or equal to. For this one, we're going to draw the line. If we take x to the other side of the equation, we have y is equal to 1 minus x. Yeah, and then we're going to draw that line. And then we're going to shade the region that is less than or equal to. And then we're going to draw the line. If 2y is greater than or equal to x, then y would be equal to x over 2 is the line that we're going to draw for this one. And then we're going to shade the region that is greater than or equal to. So let's do that. I'm going to talk less now. I'm just going to shade to draw the lines and shade them in. I'm using this just so that you can see clearly, but when you go to do yours in the exams, you need to use a pencil. So x is equal to -2 would be this line right here. I'm going to draw that line. And the other line that I need to draw is y is equal to x over 2. Yeah, so the line y is equal to x is that one going that way, but I'm going to put some numbers in. Yeah, I've made a little table, and that's my little xy table, and I'm going to use those values to try and plot them and get that graph done now. When x is -1, y is 2. So it's this one right here or up here. When x is 0, y is 1. When x is 1, y is 0. When x is 2, y is -2. Am I sure? Y -2, 1 minus 2. Oh, that should be -1. Yeah, -1. So that makes it better. Of course, I can draw that line now. With those 4 points, I can definitely join those up to get that line drawn. So for the last line, I've made that little xy table, which you can copy down if you want to be able to follow through. And once you copy that down, I can just join the points up now and draw the line, and then include the inequalities. So when x is equal to -1, yeah, -1, y is equal to -1 over 2. So that's that point right there. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1 over 2. When x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1. So there you can see that line right there. I'm just going to join that up with my ruler. And the last thing that needs to be done is, of course, I've labeled everything. This is x is equal to -2 and y is equal to 1 minus x. And the last one that we've just done is y is equal the last one that we've just done is y is equal to x over 2. So let me include that. Now it's time to join up to show the regions. Okay, the first region that we want to show is not, we want to show that this is greater than or equal to, and of course they are all using the greater than or equal to or less than, so that's why I've used full lines. If it was just greater than, I could have used broken lines, yeah, to indicate that. So if x is equal to -2, then x is greater than or equal to will be the region that is going towards the right. So I'm going to shade all of this region. That is so faint, I can't even see it. So let me use a different color pen. I'm going to shade that region. And the other region that I need to shade is y is less than or equal to 1 minus x. Let me use a different color pen because I need to see the intersection. Y is less than or equal to 1 minus x. This is 1 minus x right here. This is 1 minus x right here. So I need to shade less than or equal to, so it will be going down this way. And the last one, I'm going to use a different color pen as well. Let me use a purple pen so that I can see clearly. Would be y is greater than or equal to x over 2. So this one would be this line right here. So I need to shade that region. So of course you can clearly see the region of intersection is this little triangle right here. I don't know how I can highlight that triangle so that you see it clearly. Let me use my red pen. So you can see that triangle right there. That is the region where they all meet. You can see my yellow pen is there, my purple pen is there, and my red pen is all there. So that's it. I've indicated it clearly.